Okay, let's see if I can get this down right. How's it going, guys? Bring Your Platoon here, and welcome back to another great set of games in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. I will start off by saying that I am platooning with a fellow friend in these in this set of games, I guess is the right wording for that. Um, his name's Dunk. He's a fun player, and he's going to be in the Object 705A for both games, and I'm going to be in this tank, the T95E6, a Tier 10 American Premium Medium tank that was just released on console for completing, as a reward tank for completing the 100th and final stage of the Valor Op. And you also get a German medium tank for Tier 9 if you have a premium account active when you do complete the 100th stage, but we won't get into that tank because these two games are about this tank, the T95E6. It's got faster speed than the Patton, 56.3 kilometers an hour top speed, 20 kilometers an hour reverse speed, the same as the M48 Patton. Don't know why I started with the speed, but let's go to the gun stats. 258 pen for the AP rounds, 340 millimeters of pen for the premium heat rounds, and then 60 millimeters of pen for the high explosive rounds, dealing 515 damage, for the average penetration, or average damage when you penetrate, instead of the standard AP round and heat damage, which is 400 damage on average. The dispersion at 100 meters is not great, 0.38, very inaccurate for a Tier 10 medium tank. Aim time is 2.3 seconds. PC gets a 2-second aim time, which is very sad when you think about how great this tank really could be. PC also gets 2150 health, and we are stuck with just the 2000. Not terrible, but you know, we do get a nerfed version of the tank, which sucks dick. Gun depression, same as the M48 Patton, 9 degrees. Gun elevation is 20 degrees. 410 meters of view range. 15% fire chance, and what else is there to talk about? That's about it. Okay. Oh yeah, and it's fast at turning the tank as well with, where the fuck is it? Traverse is 48 degrees a second, and the turret traverse is 37.5 degrees a second. So it's very quick to aim, or very quick to turn, very quick to accelerate, but has less armor than the M48 Patton in every way, including the hatch. If anybody hits your hatch, they're going to pen it. It's shit. It's not rounded. It's not armored. It's just garbage. If you try to put this thing over a ridgeline, good luck, because in close combat, they're just going to aim for your hatch before you even have a chance at aiming at them, and they're just going to pen it every single time because of how fucking ginormous it is, even from medium to long. Well, close to medium range combat is fine. Just be a little squirrely when you shoot. Like, try to make them miss shots as much as you possibly can. I'm not sure if I'm wording that well, but here's the accuracy actually working for me there. Able to hit that Dragon from 420 meters away, I think it was. And it's going to fail right here, but I think that's just because you went into the dip. That's fine. Yeah, the accuracy isn't great. And another bad thing about this tank, I know I'm not really giving too many positives here, is the ammo capacity is very limited. It's 36 rounds. And spaced armor is your enemy, because naturally all the other Tier 10 medium tanks get APCR as standard ammunition, and you only have AP and heat to work with. And as you can see there, even on a good angle, you're gonna get penned. Don't try to angle your front end at anybody, because you're just gonna end up ammo racking yourself, or getting ammo racked by somebody else rather, and that sucks. It really does. But unless you're aiming down with all 9 degrees of your gun depression, just don't expose your front upper plate. Otherwise, it's going to get penned, or expect it to be penned. And if you're not, well, then it's a miracle, and don't expect it to happen again. But yes, the DPM on this thing, finally a positive light for this tank, is actually better than the Patton, very slightly, but it is better, which I find hilarious. But now that the game's like almost halfway over, let's get into the gameplay instead of talking about the tank stats and positives and negatives. Accuracy fails me there, but I wasn't aiming in all the way, so if I aimed that in all the way, I probably still would have missed, but we'll never know. Moving on. So, I'm playing with somebody this time. Why am I doing that? Because quarantine and being an introvert and alone and a solo player for so long is great, because it just works well for me. I don't know, I like my own space and not being forced to communicate with people 24/7, considering I work in customer service and I hate it. But working with friends in World of Tanks is never a bad thing, unless they suck or they just don't know how to play their tank. But even then, it's a learning curve. You gotta help out your fellow players, help them get better, etc., etc. Don't be an asshole. Platoon up with people, try to help them out, and if you don't mesh well with them, then obviously you don't have to play with them. But that's about it. Dunk and I have known each other for quite a long time, even though we haven't gamed recently. I probably haven't platooned up with him for a good year and a half at least. And I'm probably going to start doing it more unless I get more friends online the same time he is. We're on opposite ends of the world, so when I'm on at like... I have to be on at like 12:30 a.m. for him to be online for any decent amount of time. And he's probably on till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning my time, but obviously I'm not going to be able to do that a lot of the time because that's really late. I think the latest I've ever stayed up was until like 4 o'clock a.m., and that was when I didn't have a job and didn't have to worry about paying any bills. Well, no. I still had to worry about it, but my wife did most of the work. Sounds terrible, but it is true. But yeah, I can put in 2 free shots to the Stag Panzer 100 and perhaps a third, because his reload time is like 18 seconds or something stupid like that. My friend Dunk dies. I wasn't able to finish off those tanks in time and to go assist him. However, this does not mean the game is over. It just means that he actually, I think we did a very similar amount of damage in this game together, and pretty funny how close we were in damage. I get a free shot on the Batchat Artie. Unfortunately, that shit barn manages to damage my tracks and my optics by simply splashing me by hitting the tank next to me. Pretty funny. I don't know. Obviously, the tank next to me is dead, but I don't know how much he hit me for, so that was very scary to almost get hit by that giant fucking gun. Good on that shit barn for camping, doing what he does best, and I get a free shot into his lower plate. That 50 TP's lower plate, I should clarify. But I'm sure you saw it happen, so that doesn't matter. And this is going to be a clutch game. I'm going to clutch it for the team, and it's a nail-biter, I must say. Because it comes down to me and a medium tank. And I think it's the German medium tank I was talking about before that you get for completing Valor with a premium account. But I could be wrong. Pretty sure I'm right, though. So I'm looking for an opportunity to leave this spot, because I know Artie's obviously still going to be looking for me, and if I stay there any longer, I risk the chance of getting Artied indefinitely. So I'm going to take that opportunity to go full speed out of there, and just keep my speed up, and hopefully the Artie will either miss me, or he'll just not be able to hit me outright. Like, I guess that is missing, isn't it? Jesus Christ, I'm an idiot. So I've got an SU-130PM with me, which is great because he has phenomenal 520 alpha per hit. And that's what we need right now. We need to start finishing off tanks. Unfortunately, the Batchat does dick on him quite well there. I try to get a finishing shot into the Dragon, and disaster strikes. Although, he bounces off me, so that's a stroke of good luck. He misses me, the Batchat Artie. I take that moment to put a snapshot into the lower plate. The RNG gods were working with me there, and once again, the Batchat Artie misses me, hitting the top of this hill instead of directly on my tank. This guy tries to get a nice shot into me. I biff a shot because I wasn't aiming, and I'm an idiot. I can ram this guy, because I still have decent amount of hull armor to ram him with, finishing him off, and enabling me to put another shot into the roof, or into the turret of the Tier 9. It was the tank I was thinking of, by the way, into the Tier 9 German premium medium tank. I just want to keep my speed up, don't want to get artied. I'm trying to trick this guy to make him think I'm going over there, but it takes me too long to go over here, so he figures out my little plan, and he's got to pen me twice, or high roll the absolute bejesus. Well, he's got to high roll me for an additional 15% in damage to finish me off there. Because his standard hit is 320 damage per hit, and yeah, hence why he needed the high roll. But yeah, I played the German tank. It's pretty slow for a medium tank. I don't particularly enjoy it, and I had a good game in it. Well, a decent game. It was like 4,400 base with 1,100 spotting, and I should have saved it, but my dumbass deleted it because I was having a bit of bad games, and I just deleted footage instead of saving the portion of it that was decent, and I'm sorry for that, because one of you wanted gameplay of that tank, and I told you that it would be the next upload, but it is going to be these games, obviously, instead. So apologies for that, if you're watching this right now. And you were the person who requested it. Because obviously it's not going to happen as soon as you want now. Artie has spotted me, miraculously. He outspotted me, which is weird. Very weird. I'm looking for where he is. He could be over there, he could be over here in bush, and of course he is. Don't know why I didn't take the shot yet. That was really strange. Don't know where he was looking. Huh. That was really weird. But yeah, I netted myself a good chunk of damage there. 5,700 base. And I'm just going to round it to 6,000 combined because that's exactly what it was. And once again, we did get very similar damage by the end. So Dunk was laying down the law where he was before. So good on him. Showing some good skills on his part. And since the endgame stats are here, let's move on to the next game. Alright, so we're going to be on Cliff, Winter variant. I don't know if there's another variant of this map that isn't Winter, but it seems to be all that I get, so that's fun. Encounter battle, where the base is going to be in the... Why is it on one side of the... That doesn't... I guess it's fine. Yeah, the neutral base is going to be in E3. Where's most of the battle going to take place? I know a lot of it's going to take place in the F line, because I'm going to floor it over to where those bushes are in like D1, and I'm going to spot for my team, because it seems that people either, one, cross immediately and get just bipped on by whatever's looking down 1 and 2 lines, or they sit near, I guess I'd call that G2 or F2, behind those rocks and side scrape out to see what they can see and shoot back at. But yep, we have some people running across, and I'm going to get safe from people shooting across at me immediately, because once again, this tank is very gushy, has less armor than the Patton, but I'm going to take a chance at getting one shot out. It goes into a on his ass medium tank. Good for him. The Kronvan wants to come out. I'm going to wait till he gets across this building to get a free shot into him, and once you know it, I shoot my platoon mate right in his ass. Alright, and I figure that they're too busy focused on the heavy tanks attacking the Kronvan. Once again, I think I just shot my platoon mate again. Such great accuracy on my part. I finally get a clean shot into the Kronvan, and I'm just trying to help him out as much as he can. By the way, if you're ever in an autoloader, don't rush where medium tanks would go to help out. Especially if you know that there's going to be a fuck ton of other tanks there. Anytime I see an Object 705 or 705A, I just fucking load heat. Because, one, if you don't hit the lower plate, you're not going to go through a 705A with heat. But if you do hit the lower plate with heat at a 705A, if you low roll for penetration on your standard rounds, you're not going to go through it. Even if it's like flat on. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, I load heat for Russian tanks because fuck their armor. And it's hilarious to watch them rage as they try and side scrape out. And it's like, oh no! What happened to all that awesome armor? And then this chieftain, he either drives in front of me or I try to cut him off. Either way, very childish to shoot at him first. Kind of regret doing that, but it's fine. I'm going to be on my way to actually assist Dunk here with possibly an E4. Do I get a shot into him? I don't believe I do. We're going to deal with one of the most overpowered tanks in the game, at the current time, and we're going to put one shot into the T57 Heavy, and Dunk puts a whopping 620 roll into his ass end. And this T57 Heavy, he's having a bit of a bad day. Or at least a bad game. I'm afraid of getting RD'd here, but I really have no choice if we are to push up. This Rompanzer gets double tapped by us once again, and he's out of the game, which is good. That means one of their eyes is destroyed. But yes, here's the overpowered tank I was bringing up to you. Didn't really expect to bounce that shot from him, but RNG was in my favor, and he shot a little high at my turret, which I was facing towards him for such the occasion. And I know I can't, how should I say this? I can't contest his armor even a little without premium ammunition loaded. 340 heat will go right through that little fucker's upper plate. And by that little fucker, I mean this big fucking Russian behemoth that is the 279E. And if he turns like that, just shoot him in the left portion of his upper plate. It actually equalizes the armor, and right there you don't need premium. I just have it loaded by default because, honestly, fuck this tank. I try and track him because I think I'm helping out Dunk by doing so. Turns out I just wasted a perfect damaging opportunity, so I go ahead and fire at him again. Really was a shame that Dunk wasn't loaded there, but honestly, he's just taking hits for me while I DPM the shit out of that 279E. So good on him. That's what friends are for. And I think we also have a very close damage game this time as well. But I could be wrong. What is the remaining tank? I believe it is the T57 Heavy. Do I get to kill him? Nope, Dunk does. He fucking snapshots him, I believe is what he said earlier. But, yeah. Another great game. Much shorter than the previous one, thank God. My voice is getting a little hoarse, but let's see the results. 5,200 damage, I'm just going to round that. And he gets 5,460 damage base. Very, very good on him. We did phenomenal things together. I can't wait to play with him again. That sounded dirty, but you know what I mean. And hope you guys enjoyed the two games. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.